and welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the baseball preview episode. I know what you're thinking. You're like, when the fuck did we get one of these last? And I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna come out here with it right now. I apologize. I usually push for these. I really like to do these: baseball preview, NBA preview, NFL preview, playoff previews, big time trades. And to be honest with you, between the five of us, we've been pretty busy. We have been trying to keep up with our episodes through our regular episodes through busy schedules, and these have kind of fallen by the wayside. But we made kind of a group decision to try and do our very best to get back to at least doing the season previews and the playoff previews, and hopefully maybe some big time trades and things like that. Maybe some draft stuff. We'll see. I'm not going to make a bunch of guarantees here, but we would like to get back to doing these. The only change is when we do a baseball preview or any other preview, it will not be an extra episode. You will not get 2 drops that week. It will be our drop for the week. That was our compromise, because we wouldn't have to record extra episodes to keep up. It was, we're going to record the baseball preview, but it's going to drop on our normal drop time for our episode that week. So I hope that works for all you listeners out there, but this is how we were able to do some of the things we want to do, and we think it's a good idea, so we're going to continue it. Hopefully this is the first of a few surprises you may see from Sports the NEMO Way coming up. We have a few other ideas we're going to introduce here coming up shortly. I don't know exactly when, but we'll let you know. And next week we will resume with our 7-on-7 teams.
Be Saints.
Yeah, the Saints 7-on-7 team. And we'll let you know what's going on after that. But
listeners, you want to know what was not a surprise tonight? It wasn't a surprise that Drew got here late. Just letting everybody know.
I've been here from the beginning of the recording.
Hey.
Show up mid-episode.
It's because we started recording 45 minutes late. But that being said, there is only 3 of us here tonight. Things almost didn't happen tonight. To be honest with you, our first time trying to do this, it almost didn't happen.
Yeah.
As you can tell by voices, Ray, Drew, and I are here tonight. And Uncle Doug, we knew he wasn't going to be here tonight regardless. We've known that for a while. But Wade had to cancel on us last minute. He didn't even give us a reason, so I can't even say why. So I'm just going to say that, he's getting his prostate checked, and that's what's going on.
Hey, that's legitimate. That's always a healthy thing to do,
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're getting older like us, you gotta
just hope the doctor didn't run out of lube.
Yep. So that being said, we're going to preview the MLB season. I know that, most teams have played like 5 or 6 games at this point, but, there's 162 of these bastards, so I don't think those 5 or 6 games will matter too much. So to get things kind of kicked off, Ray had a list of things he would like us to talk about. So, Ray, why don't you give us our first topic?
Okay, so the first topic I got is the Dodgers. They're pretty stacked again, if I do believe so. But with that said, Ohtani's returning to the mound. Just how is that going to affect the Dodgers? Is that going to keep them at the same space, improve them a little bit? Is it zero change?
Well, I mean, first off, you're 100% correct. The Dodgers are just fucking loaded for bear. It's absolutely asinine the amount of talent they have acquired and put together on that team. They are the clear favorites, not only in the National League, but to win the World Series again. Yeah. Like we kind of said last year, if they don't win, that should be a bigger deal than if they do win. But
same thing should be this year.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Maybe even more. I mean, they went out and got the top pitcher on the market in Sasaki, and the number 1 American free agent in Blake Snell.
Yeah.
So they went out and got 2 more aces to add to their already ridiculous staff.
And if Ohtani is actually healthy and can pitch for him, whatever.
Yes, and Ohtani is not pitching yet, by the way. I don't know when that's supposed to happen, at some point this year. but he is not pitching yet. I mean, in games, he's throwing. But I guess here's my question: is yes, if he keeps the way he did in Anaheim, how much does this hurt his offense? Because when he pitches, he doesn't play every day. He takes games off to recover after pitching days. So, and when he pitched in Anaheim, they did a 6-man rotation to spread his starts out more. So you think the Dodgers will do that as well?
I mean, the Dodgers could.
They have enough.
I mean, they have the depth to go 6. I would definitely probably maybe at the beginning of the year go 6 and let him pitch, and then we'll see how his pitching goes in as the season goes on. See who's healthy, and probably by playoff time you've got to shrink it down to 5. Sometimes even less, depending on that.
Yeah. I mean, especially at the beginning of the year. I mean, you could probably, if you got enough guys, spread it out to 7.
Yeah,
and then weed them out.
They're deep enough. I mean, they haven't lost a game yet, which I know it's only been a week, but still.
Yeah, if they win tonight, they will be the first team ever to win the World Series and start the following season 8-0.
Oh, that's never been done?
It's never been done.
Interesting. The previous winner always fall off?
I don't know. I don't know how many teams.
It's just so hard in baseball to win every.
I don't know how many teams, win 8 games in a row to start the season. I don't know how many teams have ever done that personally.
Them and the Padres are the only one that haven't.
The Padres are still undefeated, yeah.
Yeah, so there's only 2 of them, I think.
Like California
Baseball,
sunshine.
it goes so fast with the. You just can't. No one's normally that deep to be able to win.
Well, not
games.
Not only that, but the Dodgers are ahead of everybody. They've played more games than everybody because they played those first 2 games in Japan 2 weeks before the season started.
Oh.
Them and the Cubs.
Yeah, the Cubs are already at 9 games. They're 5-4.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said this on air, but at the beginning of every season, opening day is a holiday at my house, so my kids get gifts. So this year for their gift, one of their gifts, I got them a magnetic board that has all the divisions in baseball in it, and all the teams are on a magnet, and so every night, as part of their bedtime routine, we update the standings.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's weird right now because the Cubs and the Dodgers have so many more games than everybody. And
wasn't one of the divisions the Tigers division? They're all 2 and 4.
Oh yeah, the AL Central's pathetic.
They're terrible.
So the Tigers are back to the old school days. Shitting on themselves.
Yeah, they went on that run last year, but then they.
All right, well, Ray, you got another topic for us other than the Dodgers? I'm sure we'll bring them up again later.
Yep. So the Mets they kind of did the same way Dodgers did to try to buy a title. They bought a bunch of players, but they also added Juan Soto to the roster, and he was previously on the Padres, correct?
And the Yankees
and the
Nationals.
Yeah.
So how well is Soto going to affect the Mets?
I mean, Soto's a beast. I mean, he's clearly one of the best players in baseball. He's going to help. He's going to be there, especially adding him to last year's MVP runner-up and what is his name? The shortstop.
Lindor.
Yeah, Lindor. Thank you, Drew. With Lindor, and they brought back the polar bear, who hit a home run tonight already. I seen that.
I mean, they made the NLCS last year without him.
Yeah.
And then, they take the Dodgers 6 games?
Yeah, something like that.
And I know they didn't go 7, but they didn't get swept by the Dodgers or anything. So
No, I think the Mets are going to be good this year. I mean, obviously you always can't guess health, but they've already got a couple of pitching injuries already.
Yeah, that's always been the Mets' problem for a couple of years now. Their pitching's been injured.
They had that pitcher that one year that just choked the fuck out. I forget what his name was.
Oh yeah, they've had a couple here. They rented Matt Scherzer. Wasn't Scherzer there for a year?
Scherzer
I think that's the dude I'm
thinking. They
thinking
brought in
of.
Scherzer and Verlander both.
Yeah, for a while they've had.
Of course, there for a while they had DeGrom.
Yeah, they had DeGrom for a while, and they've had some talent and stuff, but they can't ever seem to put it all together at one time.
I agree.
When the pitching is there, they can't score a lick. But then when they can score, they can't. Either they have the pitchers or they're all hurt. Like I kind of feel similar like the Yankees. Like they're hitting the crap out of the ball right now, but their pitching, I don't know, is the greatest right now.
Well, their pitching is decimated with injuries and stuff.
Yeah, so I think like 3 of them have had Tommy John. Like just on their pitching staff, and obviously the big name's Garrett Cole.
Right.
I mean,
They've had 3 pitchers this year with Tommy John.
Yeah, on their whole pitching staff from spring training, I'm pretty sure 3 of them. I know 3 of them around. I think for the whole year, I'm pretty sure it's all been Tommy John. So they're asking like, what are the Yankees doing? But yeah, it's.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the overall answer is Ray is obviously Juan Soto's going to make them better. It's just I think it's going to be a matter of how much better is going to be. Can they get this team healthy before the end of the year and see if they can make a run?
Right.
All
right. Guess my next topic here is I've never heard this before. I had to take a double check when I wrote this down, but I've never heard of a baseball game being played at a NASCAR racetrack.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember which.
It's going to be at Bristol.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I can't remember the 2 teams.
I heard they were gonna do it. I didn't know when it was gonna be.
Yeah.
But isn't it like
it's not until August.
How insane is
they've
that?
been doing all these weird games just trying to spice baseball. They've done like the Field of Dreams,
right?
Like
yeah,
the
I
last
remember that
2 or
one.
3 years. They've been starting to go overseas more throughout the year, kind of more. And this is just another. They're just trying to expand baseball more, like kind of like the other sports do. Like football's been going overseas. The hockey games always have their classics in like the big football stadiums and stuff. So this is just another way for baseball to kind
Well,
of.
have you guys ever been to a NASCAR race? Or
I have not. No.
No, I haven't.
Because I was kind of wondering how big the pit area is.
Well, Bristol, I think is one of
area.
the Bristol is one of the smaller racetracks. I know that at least that much. It's not huge. Like it's tight turns and stuff. So that's probably how they can do that. Because normal NASCAR racetracks, they're huge. I mean, it's miles and stuff for laps, like the seating and stuff. But I think at Bristol, I think in the infield and stuff, they'll be able to put like a baseball field.
Yeah, I have pictures of it here pulled up, Ray. They fit the whole field in the infield inside the track.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Now I don't know how well the people in the stands are going to be able to see though.
Yeah. Like, are they going to have nobody here is going to know that, but how are they going to put the bleachers on the track? Because you're going to.
I don't think they'll be on the track. They'll just use the regular seating.
Oh, really?
So they'll have a dead zone with the track, and then probably the rest of because at least on the picture Alex is showing, it looks like you're going to have part of like the pit lane and stuff before you get to the actual racetrack, unless you hit it like.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be some small sets of bleachers right around the fringe of the field, and then everybody else is going to have to sit in like the NASCAR seating, which is a little ways away. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you'll be able to see much of the game from out there unless you got like binoculars or something.
Like if you're sitting on this front row, this is built for like you watching the NASCAR race, not the MLB game. Like you're going to be eye level, you ain't going to be able to see anything. No. So honestly, if you're not up in the man-made bleachers that they're making, I wouldn't want to be there, honestly, unless you're way back. I mean, it's cool, but like...
But isn't the track kind of like slanted upward a little bit?
Yeah, it'll be slanted like this. But like, I still think those front couple rows, you'll be like eye level with it. And if you're eye level with the outfield wall, that's really not...
Yeah.
You're not elevated like you would be at like a regular base at regular park.
Right. Well, that'll be interesting.
So it looks like it's going to be the Braves and the Reds. So
yeah, it's the Braves and the Reds, and they're calling it the MLB Speedway Classic. And to be honest with you, Ray, until you brought this up tonight off air, I hadn't even looked into this. I didn't even know anything about it. So
I had heard talks about it, but I didn't know they were actually doing it this year.
All right, you got something else for us, Ray?
And last one I got is the big meat and potatoes of the season so far. The tornado bats.
Oh, the torpedo bats.
Torpedo bats. Yeah.
Well, as much as I would like to make this into a huge ordeal and say fuck the Yankees, I'm not. I don't think the torpedo bats are as big a deal as being made out with a lot of media right now. The gist of it is, there are dimensions that are required by Major League Baseball for bats.
And are these meeting the criteria?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
they got it approved.
These all, yeah, they were actually around last year. They just weren't made a big deal about. Not even people were using them. But what they've done is they've used the analytics. They go back and look at all your swings for the year, and they actually put you in a cage and make you hit, and they find out where you most often hit the ball on the bat, and they're taking wood off of other parts of the bat and making the bat bigger where you hit it most often.
Yeah, okay.
So they're not actually making the bat bigger. They're removing it from another place. Like I saw one the other day where the very end of the bat is really skinny. Well, you don't want to hit the ball at the very end of the bat, so who gives a shit? But there was a spot in the middle that got really fat. And so if you hit it there, obviously it's going to be a better hit ball.
That's interesting.
Analytics
wins again.
I mean, it makes sense. You figure out where you make the most contact and put the meat of the bat there. Because normally the baseball bat just slowly gets bigger until it's wide enough till the end, which you don't want to hit the ball at the end of the bat anyway.
Right.
Even if it is the bigger part of the bat, you still don't want that.
But does that kind of take the skill out of the game and just start doing math equations,
I mean, it's still super hard to hit a baseball.
Right.
So there's still going to be a lot of skill involved, and you've still got it. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot more broken bats.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think people are going to break bats.
Like the tips of them?
Well, all sorts of places. I mean, because if you don't hit that spot, well, the rest of the bat's skinnier now. Less to hold it together. So then you're probably gonna break your bat. So you may need more bats than usual. I don't know how many exactly guys use for the year, but if you normally bought 10 bats for the year for you to use during the season, you may have to buy 15 now or 18 now because you may break them more. I don't know, and we're all still seeing it, live at this point. What the reactions are going to be,
right?
But I don't really have a problem with it. At least at this point, from what I know of it.
I think part of it is the Yankees had a really good opening series.
Indeed,
they were the only team that really only did it the opening weekend. So that's kind of, I think, why I got blown up. I mean, it was kind of an scapegoat for how the Yankees hit 9 home runs in a game.
Yeah,
really. And again, it's the Yankees, so everyone's throwing a big old fit about it. But by the end of the weekend, I think it was even on Monday, I think a Phillies player already had one. Uh-huh. So other teams that I think might have them already, or the rest of the league. It's not like it's just the Yankees have them. The rest of the league can get them made and get them ready to go, I think. So.
Yeah, a bunch of Cubs have got them. Alex Bregman used one for the first time tonight. But yeah, the Yankees' almost entire starting roster.
It's like everyone but Judge.
Yeah.
Judge still uses a regular bat.
Right.
Oh, okay. And I like the little meme/video going around with George Costanza as the batting coach and then back on side.
Yeah, it says the real mastermind behind
the
Yankees hitting all these home runs.
I guess in a few other, pieces of news, Ketel Marte, the star second baseman for the Diamondbacks, signed a 6-year, $116 million extension with them, which
that's
pretty. It's kind of unlike the Diamondbacks to be.
That's kind of budget friendly though.
It's not too big of a deal, but I mean, the Diamondbacks have been kind of cheap over the course of their.
I would say normally they let their big guys go.
My Boston Red Sox signed our rookie second baseman Christian Campbell to a 8-year, $60 million contract that can turn into a 10-year, $100 million contract.
Oh, that's budget friendly. I like
that's
that
real
one.
budget.
Very budget friendly. I was very impressed with that.
Oh, I have to ask you, Alex. Has Devers gotten a hit yet?
He got 2 tonight.
He got 2 tonight. What's going on? He was the biggest meme for the longest time.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute. He can get me off on a big tangent here. And then the Padres signed their all-star outfielder Jackson Merrill to a 9-year contract for $135 million. These are all guys that teams are buying out their arbitration years, so their contracts aren't going to be too large.
Okay.
So those have been some of the signings here in the first week that have gone on here. If we can talk about Rafael Devers if you like.
That was the big thing every day. He's 0 for 4, 0 for 3. And then it got to the total each day, 0 for 14. What did he finally get up to before he got
22?
22. Okay, last time I heard it was 18. I kind of lost track. I hadn't heard about it, so I figured he got a hit. And it was
for
over.
22.
Yeah, he started the season 0 for 20.
Yeah, it was like 0 for 22 with 18 strikeouts. It was bad.
Yeah, it wasn't just like he was getting out, like he was hitting the ball. He was striking out by every time it was to the
Starting to
plate.
sound like Pedro Serrano.
Well, they said
Right.
they said he had more strikeouts in like 5 games than Tony Gwynn did in like 135 games this season. It was something crazy like that. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, well,
I'll try not to be too emotional here. In spring training, right before spring training started, the Red Sox signed Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman is a Gold Glove third baseman. He has, been a good player for quite a while for the Astros. And Rafael Devers, although a really, really good hitter, is a very shit defender at third base. Leads the league in errors every year. Doesn't feel his position well at all. And comes into camp fat every year. It's an issue. So what did we do? We said, hey, the Gold Glove guy, the guy that wins awards for playing defense at third base, he's going to play third base. And the fat guy that can't field his position, you're gonna do the one thing you do well, and it's hit the baseball. So you're gonna be a designated hitter.
Oh,
Makes sense,
That
right,
makes
Ray?
sense. Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Well, Rafael Devers didn't think so. He thought, you know what? That's fucking bullshit. I'm the third baseman. If you don't play me at third base, I'm not gonna play. Yeah, real bitch move, right?
Yeah.
They brought in somebody better than you, bro, at field in that position. I'm not saying Bregman is a better hitter than him, but we need our defense to be good. We're trying to build up our pitching. We need defense for that. You suck at it. So we're going to play the good third baseman, and you're going to DH. And he made it sound like we were making him learn a new position. Like, it made it sound like we moved into fucking right field or something. I don't know. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why he made such a big deal about it, other than, like, then all these Red Sox fans came out of the woodwork being fucking assholes and being like, oh, they should have told him before this. You should have told him before this. I was like, yes, we should have told him that we're trying to sign Alex Bregman before we signed Alex Bregman and caused problems with him before we even had the guy signed on our team.
Because then it would have fell through.
Yeah, then he would have signed with the fucking Tigers or something, and then we'd have had a pissed off Raffy and no third baseman.
Yeah.
So that argument doesn't fucking hold water with me. They're just sticking up for their favorite player when he's a little bitch.
I
But
guess they're a bunch of bitches too.
so then what's he do? He doesn't play all spring training.
Oh my god.
He's just a whiny little bitch all spring training. And so then the season starts, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna play. I'm the DH now." And we're like, "Yeah, we fucking knew that, dude. Like, we know you're the DH because you have no choice, because we have you under contract for 9 more fucking seasons. 9. You're not going anywhere. Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
and if you refuse to play, we don't have to pay you, and you're not gonna give up $300 million, bro. Like,
Yeah, because they can't do what the NBA does and force their way out, can they?
no, the baseball don't put up with that shit.
Yeah.
No, and when you're locked down to these contracts, they don't care.
Yeah,
They're like, go ahead, don't play.
Yeah.
yeah. Then we don't pay you, and you just missed out on $300 million. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, he started off season sucking ass. Like, fastballs right down the middle. Nope, fucking whiff. Here's my thing. In reality, I was kind of harsh there, but it's really how I feel. I really think Rafael Devers is a good baseball player, a great hitter, and a 28-year-old toddler. He's emotional. He he thinks he's entitled. He thinks the world revolves around him. When bad things happen, he needs his teammates to pick him up and help him through it because he can't fucking manage himself. We had like 3 stars on the Red Sox a few years ago. Mookie Betts, a perennial MVP candidate, who's gone on to win multiple World Series with the Dodgers, and an MVP for them. And Xander Bogaerts, who is now in San Diego, the other undefeated team left in baseball. He's their starting shortstop. And Rafael Devers. We had all 3 of them at the same time. And we ended up getting rid of 2 of them and keeping the one that acts like a child. And comes into camp fat every year.
Pulling a James Harden.
And doesn't think he commits errors right. It'd be different if he was like diving for it and stuff. Like some of these are just routine plays.
The routine plays are the problem. It's not the flashy play. If he dives and rolls over and throws it, he'll probably make the damn play.
Yeah,
it's concentration. He doesn't keep his concentration. He doesn't. He's like flaky out there.
Roger Dorn.
Roger Dorn. There
Roger
you go.
Dorn in it.
Dorn freaking took it. We're up here in the big league. This isn't the Pinot League.
What's with this Olay bullshit?
You're gonna do calisthenics. It's not my contract.
Anyway, any other topics you wanted to bring up there, Drew?
I don't think so. No, I just remember the Devers sound. I was like, I got to talk to Alex about it. I knew you'd have a big old answer about it.
And by the way, I just want to point this out too. I'm not anti-player, but I also don't think that teams have to come to you and talk to you about signing another player that plays your position.
No.
Like, and Devers, like, I understand that to be a really good athlete, you've got to be very confident in your abilities. But Devers, you've been in the league for 8 years. You've led the league in errors 8 straight fucking years. Like, that's not, you can't look at that and be like, oh yeah, I'm a really good third baseman. I'm really good at fielding ground balls.
I was like, you just can't think of the shirt.
Yep. Stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane.
So yeah. Anyway, let's get this out of the way, boys. It shouldn't be too difficult. Let's give our MVP picks for American and National League. Drew, you got an American League pick for us?
I do. I went with Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals.
I also went with Bobby Witt. Ray?
I have no idea, boys.
So you went with Bobby Witt too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I know it's the chalk pick, but
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Bobby Witt, first off, he's a beast. But second off, I've watched him play in person twice now, and the dude is just phenomenal.
He's just an all-around good player.
He is. He does everything.
He hits the ball well. He's a Gold Glover. I mean,
he steals bases.
He's your 5-tool guy, and he'll do. And he's not a diva about it. He plays for the Royals.
How long has he been in the league?
Just a couple years.
Oh, okay.
He really had his big breakout year last year. If Judge didn't go crazy with all his home runs and stuff, he probably would have won it.
Oh, okay.
But that's really what we care about right now is whoever hits the most home runs, or unless a pitcher has a phenomenal year. So.
But yeah, I mean, I just really, first off, I just want Bobby Witt to win it because I just love the way he plays baseball.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. I'm not a Royals fan, but I just love watching him play. I am actually going to 2 Red Sox Royals games next month. So, unless he's hurt, I assume I'll get to see Bobby Witt play a couple times.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that and hoping my Red Sox win, but Bobby Witt plays well. That'd be nice. But I mean, obviously, Aaron Judge also will be a threat to that MVP chase.
Yes.
He's also a beast, unfortunately, even though I fucking hate the Yankees. I'm not even a big Aaron Judge fan, but he is good at baseball. I mean,
He hit the crap out of the ball.
I can't deny that.
The kid for the Orioles,
Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah, Gunnar Henderson, he'll be.
The only problem with Gunnar right now is he's not playing.
Yeah,
He hasn't played yet this year because he has an intercostal injury. For those of you that don't know, that's like the stuff between your ribs.
Yeah.
And I guess people will probably still say Mike Trout, but he'll get hurt at some point.
He'll get hurt, yeah.
He'll get hurt at some point, so I don't even want to talk about that.
I mean, I guess we could talk about old Julio Rodriguez, the center fielder for the Mariners, although he's super talented. You know, nobody really sees him up there in Seattle.
No.
But yeah, I think Bobby Witt and Judge, I think it'll come down to them again this year, and I'm hoping Bobby pulls it off.
I hope Bobby gets it.
And then, all right, Drew, you got a National League pick for us?
I do. I think, again, it's kind of probably chalky, but I think Soto for the Mets will get it. I know his team, there's 3 big ones, and obviously hasn't had a killer start to the season, but he's just so talented and good. Again, he's a good all-around baseball player. I think sometimes the Mets struggle at times. Alonso and Lindor have their stretches. I think he can really some of those games where they don't do as well. Because I know at some point Alonso's going to go through a hitting slump. He normally at some point most everyone does throughout the year, but I always feel like at some point the Mets go downhill for a while, and it always seems like they're in their hitting slump. I feel like this won't happen this year with Soto. Maybe I don't know. So I went with Soto.
Soto is a beast. I mean, obviously we talked about him earlier. He's a beast. I'm not picking Shohei Ohtani just simply for the fact of I just don't want him to.
I thought about it at the time, but I was like, also like we talked about earlier, like Ray said, with his pitching, if he's pitching, his batting numbers aren't going to be as well. If he's not getting as many starts, and if he does, he could easily be the 5th best pitcher on his roster. So there might be some time. There might be 2 months in there where he's not really contributing much to the team.
Well, my other thing is it's not really Shohei's fault, but I'm just over the Shohei knob slobbing by all the media. Shohei this, Shohei that.
I bet his interpreter's over the Shohei stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a low blow, right? That was...
Well, fucking guy with the jail, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he went to prison. He got sentenced to prison.
He's in prison.
Yeah, them sons of bitches got him set up.
But I'm gonna go with another guy. I'm actually gonna go with Bryce Harper.
Okay, I thought about Bryce. He's playing first now, right?
Yeah, he's playing first.
That's what I thought. It's less injury prone for him out.
Yeah, that was kind of my thoughts as well.
I like the Phillies, but I feel like I like Bryce. I don't mind Bryce Harper. I also like Trey Turner.
Trey Turner. Yeah, Trey Turner's good. I also like what's his name, the DH.
Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, Schwarber.
Yeah.
And Zach Wheeler has been one of the best pitchers in baseball for a handful of years now. He's a beast.
Who's their other one? Zach Wheeler and
Aaron Nola.
Aaron Nola, yeah.
Yeah.
The Phillies have a nice roster.
They do. They really do.
What surprised me that I saw a bit of the Diamondbacks and the Yankees game last night. I didn't realize Corbin Burns was with the Diamondbacks. Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought I think that's maybe not an MVP, but I think that could be a sneaky Cy Young pick for them.
Is it you gonna take him for your National League Cy Young?
That's what I thought. I'm gonna take Corbin Burns for the Diamondbacks. I thought that's a sneaky pick, kind of. Yeah, there with the Diamondbacks.
Well, we just mentioned my guy as well. I'm gonna go with Zach Wheeler.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with the Phillies sweep of the major awards in the National League.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, then while we're on it there, Drew, what about your American League Cy Young pick?
This one I had to think about a little bit more just because I don't know the American League pitchers as well, and then obviously Garrett Cole got hurt, and he's the reigning one. But I'm trying to think of his name. It's the Guardians pitcher.
They got what? BB and
yeah, it was him. 'Cause I remember watching him last year in the playoffs, and he won I think their only game against Yankees. Yeah, the Yankees. I'm trying to think of his name. I think it is BB. It's either him or Lively. Pretty sure. I think it's BB. I think I was going with BB.
Okay. Well,
kind of more of like a underrated pick, but I thought, just some of the competition in the AL Central might be able to help him get some extra wins.
Yeah,
And
that's
stuff.
fair.
So I thought that might help a little bit because like you want to go with like someone like probably like in the AL East, like how loaded like your guys' division is, but like the competition, like some of the powerhouse hitters and stuff, that AL Central is just so
It's bad.
it's bad. I mean, they're all tied right now at 2-4. I know it's the beginning of the year, but like
The whole division is 2-4.
yeah, it's just bad.
Well, I'm going with a little bit different pick. I'm going with my homeboy Garrett Crochet. We refer to him as the pig. So oink oink, motherfuckers. So yes, Garrett Crochet is my American League MVP or Cy Young pick. By the way, Tyreek Skubal is the other big time talented American League pitcher. Did he not win it last year?
No,
I thought Tyreek Skubal won the MVP or the Cy Young last year. I thought it was Sale and Skubal.
I don't think so. Oh, we also forgot someone in the National League, Paul Skeens.
Oh yeah, I did forget about Paul
For the
Skeens.
Pirates, that's a big one.
Paul Skeens the beast.
I just remember that.
I'm still going with my Wheeler pick, but yeah,
No, yeah, I'm still going with Corbin Burns, but Paul Skeens could easily.
he
The
could.
Pirates could win like 50 games, and he'd probably win 20 of them.
Yeah, that's the thing is the Pirates aren't going to be good, so that's going to hurt his win total. It's going to hurt like they may cap his innings because the season doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, well,
all sorts of
yeah.
things.
I mean, they were capping him last year.
Mhm.
I think one time they took him out. One time he had a no hitter going on, just because of his pitch count. Like,
They
there's
did.
no like. It's
Yeah,
wild.
analytics just killed the celebration of no hitters.
Well, not just that, but like they're already. By the time he got brought up or whatever, like he really like got going. He was already. They were already like 20 games back from 500, like in the middle of June. So like, there's just no point. Okay.
Yeah, I was right. Skubal did win the Cy Young. I think Garrett Cole won the Cy Young the year before that.
Yes, I know he's won one of the recent ones, but yeah, I forgot all about Paul Skeens. I forget about the Pirates. They've got some talent, but they can't put it together.
They've got some young talent too. But the problem is yes, they're going to improve over the next few seasons. But then I have no doubt in my mind that they'll end up trading these guys because they won't pay them.
Oh yeah, these guys won't be on the Pirates in a couple of years.
Because they've got Paul Skeens, they've got
Neil Cruz, isn't he?
Yeah, O'Neal Cruz is the center field. I was just talking about their pitching staff for a
Oh.
minute though. What is it? Is his name Jackson? Is the other really good young pitcher?
Pull up.
And then they've got another one starts with an M, maybe Mercer, something like that. maybe?
They're starting pitchers at Skeens, Falter, Keller, Henney.
Keller. Yep. Well,
It starts with an M. Mitch Keller.
Mitch Keller. Yep. There
Yeah.
you go. I knew there was an M somewhere.
Yeah.
The other young pitcher that I said was a stud. He's hurt.
Yeah, it says Skeens and Keller have their only wins right now. They have 2 games that they won. Go to the.
But yeah. Then all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, Paul Skeens plays for the Yankees or
Something stupid,
Something
like,
like
the
that.
Dodgers or some bullcrap.
or fuck the Dodgers. Yeah, that'll be how that goes. Well, shall we pick some division winners here, gentlemen?
Works for me.
Ray, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, we can start at the top here. Drew, who is your pick for win the AL East?
Well, unfortunately, it's the Yankees. I think they're a little behind right now. But they've played the least amount of games in their division, but I think they'll end up pulling out the AL East. I mean, they're winning games right now with a hurt pitching staff. I know it contributing to scoring like 20 runs in a game, but I think they'll win the AL East.
Well, I'm not going to pick the Yankees. I'm actually going to pick the Red Sox, who are actually
big surprise.
currently in last place in the division. But the team in first place in the division, I think, is by far the worst roster in the division. In the
That's
Blue
why I was
Jays.
surprised when I saw the Blue Jays. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I think things will kind of even out the longer the season goes on. I mean, I think people underestimate just how fucking many games baseball teams play.
Yeah, some people don't get how long the grueling season. We're going to be – the playoffs won't be till September, so we got all the time.
Yeah. I mean, like, they were just saying the other day that in the first 28 games of the season, the Red Sox played 26 games.
Oh, yeah, I looked at the Cardinals schedule or whatever. It's like every month they play at least 27 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, April 27, May 27, June 28, July 24 because the All-Star break, then August 28 and September 24. That's all before the playoffs. Like, it's insane. So most of those months are only like 30 months. So 2 days out of the month you're not playing. Other than that, you're playing a baseball game.
Good. That's good for
him. But I think, especially with their injuries, I thought so before, but now, especially with their injuries, we have the better pitching staff than the Yankees. And they are hot, really, really hot right now offensively. But the Yankees don't have that impressive an offense outside of Judge and Bellinger.
No.
And Bellinger.
Yeah, I forget. Again, watching that game there at the Diamondbacks, I forgot Bellinger went there. Goldschmidt's old. He won't last. Being a Cardinal fan, he won't be able to.
And Didi Gregorius has been super streaky his whole career. Like, he'll have a month where he's super hot, one of the best players in baseball, and then he'll go 2 months where you don't ever hear his name because he sucks. Like, he's been super streaky like that his whole career.
And it'll all get put back on Judge for why they end up losing. He's been...
Well, when you're face of the team, that's what happens.
It's also fair.
It doesn't matter.
All right, Drew. Give us your AL Central pick.
Well, this is really just a flip of a coin like 5 times in the fight, but I think the Royals, just because they'll have the best player in the division, Bobby Witt Jr., so over the course of time, once it gets going, I think the Royals will probably end up winning the Central.
I'm going to agree with you. I was going to pick the Royals too. Not only do I think they have the best player in the division, I think they have the best pitching staff in the division. And that, I'm not saying that's like, not like they are out there with a bunch of world beaters, a bunch of aces. They don't have a Garrett Crochet or a Tyreek Skubal or a Garrett Cole, but 1 through 5, they have a very solid rotation, and I think over the course of the season that'll help them win out.
Yeah, sometimes just having solid 1 through 5 is better, knowing every day you have a chance to win.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some of these rotations they have like at 4 and 5, they're like, we're really going to score a lot of runs today if we want to win.
Right.
Sometimes if you're 5, you can go out there and throw a shutout or even like a 1-2. You can steal some of those games away.
If you got a guy at the end of your rotation that goes out there and gives you 5 innings, sometimes 6, but only gives up 3 runs, you'll take that. Most every team in the league will take that.
Yeah.
And when not everybody's the Dodgers that has a Cy Young winner pitching 5th, like most teams would be like, oh yeah, you gave me 6 innings, 3 runs, and you're my worst pitcher. Yeah, I'll take that. Like,
yeah.
All right, Drew. AL West. Who's your pick there?
So I went with the Mariners. We kind of talked earlier. I know they're in the mid. They're only 3 and 4 right now. The Angels, they'll fall off. Mike Trout will get hurt here in a couple weeks. We don't have to worry about them. They'll fall off. I do worry about the Astros. They always start slow. They might come back, but I know the Rangers are leading right now. But ever since their World Series last year, they were kind of injury prone. I think it's the Mariners' turn to finally break out of the West. But and I'm not worried about the A's. They're the A's.
Well, shout out Buddy.
Yeah, that too as well. Shout out Buddy. And I like Rodriguez. I like their best player.
I do like Rodriguez as well. And we're talking about pitching. This is not only do the Mariners have the best pitching staff in their division, they have the best pitching staff in the entire majors. Their pitching staff is absolutely fucking lights out.
They just can't
and
score.
We did not bring up any of them to win the Cy Young,
No.
like Logan Gilbert, who should be one of the favorites for the Cy Young. We didn't bring him up earlier. They've got a really, really good rotation in Seattle. The problem last year was they couldn't score any damn runs.
That's the thing. They're only giving up like 1 or 2 runs a game, but they couldn't score 1.
Yeah.
Like
it was
outside of
terrible.
Rodriguez, it was terrible. Like they just couldn't.
I mean, they're 3 and 4 with a negative 11 run differential this year so far.
Yeah, like
they've got to start scoring runs. Otherwise, they're going to waste the prime of some of these pitchers. I'm actually going to go with the Rangers, although I really like your Seattle pick, buddy. I hope they do. I would be stoked if the Mariners had a really
I
great
don't
season.
mind the Rangers, but I'm like, I'm gonna go a little bit different. I want to go with the Mariners.
I mean, I really, really like the Rangers' top two players. Defensively, they both play up the middle. At short and second for this team, and then you got Seager and Simeon, by the way. And they both come out there. They have power bats. They hit for a decent average. They hit at the top of the lineup for this team. I don't know why. I mean, it has to do with MLB The Show because I traded for him in MLB The Show in my franchise. But I have really fallen in love, and I mean that in a wholesome baseball way, with Jonah Heim, their catcher, who's just an absolute beast. And then I was watching the Rangers Red Sox opening day, and he had a monster bomb off the Red Sox, and I found myself going, no, fuck that. No.
When you're cheering against your own team,
Yeah,
that player's got.
But that's another team that also has a pretty good rotation. DeGrom, he's probably gonna get hurt at some point, but he's pitching really well right now. He pitched against the Sox the other day. They also have Nathan Eovaldi, who's been a stud for quite a while now. And then they've got two of the best young pitchers in baseball in Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter. So I think they have a chance to do some real damage out there in that division that, like Drew kind of narrowed it down for you earlier, may have some real bad teams in it that they can beat up on. And like the Angels, because as soon as Trout gets hurt, their season will just be over.
Yeah.
And they're not exactly world beaters with Trout. I am hoping Trout doesn't get hurt, but at this point it doesn't look likely.
I mean, it happens every year at some point.
And I know the Athletics had a surprise season last year, but I'm not really looking for them to repeat that, especially playing in a minor league ballpark in Sacramento.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because their Vegas spot ain't ready yet.
No, the ballparks won't be ready.
They're saying the ballpark in Vegas might not be ready for another couple of years.
Yeah, so it's not even expected to be done next year. Like, they might be in Sacramento for a while.
Then what was the point even saying you're going to move when your shit ain't ready?
Exactly. That's the problem. This is just showcasing to all the fans of sports fans how big of a shit show their front office and ownership is.
Yeah.
Like, they have been a shit franchise for like pretty much our entire lives. And Billy Beane put together some good rosters there for a while. I don't want to badmouth Billy Beane, but there's a terrible run franchise and they're cheap as hell.
Anyone who did anything for them, they just let go.
Yeah.
Literally anything. Like,
See, that should have been the budget-friendly, let's hook the fans up kind of franchise instead of shitting on everybody that's paid your tickets throughout all these horrible seasons.
Yeah. Last year they treated their fans very poorly in their last season in Oakland.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of respect or whatever respect I had left for the A's.
Because the A's are a historic franchise. Like,
They are.
But it's just like the whole time I've been alive, they've done this.
Ricky goddamn Henderson was on that fucking team.
Well, I mean, you had
you
Canseco and McGuire, and they've had who's that really old guy?
Well, you got Catfish Hunter, and you got we're missing another Hall of Fame pitcher here. Yeah, but Jimmy Fox played there. Reggie Jackson played there.
Yeah.
And they've got what 7, 8, 9 World Series.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're one of the top 5, I think, in World Series. Like, they're a historic franchise, but like just here recently, like my age, like they've been one of the laughing stocks of baseball.
Yeah. And Houston really dismantled their team this year. Like I said, the Red Sox signed Bregman.
Yeah.
And
Altuve just keeps getting older every year.
not only did he get older, they moved to the left field, and he looks like a clown out there.
Yeah.
He keeps making errors and misjudging balls and all sorts of shit. They traded Kyle Tucker, their best player, to the Cubs.
Yeah, which that hasn't worked out. He's been tearing it up with the Cubs so far.
And he will. He's a hell of a ball player.
Yeah.
And, they'd already let Springer and Correa go in years previous to that. Like, they're just dismantling this World Series team they had.
Yeah, we'll see if this slow start they actually come back from it. The last couple of years they have, but we'll see.
Right. Well, I think that moves us into the National League. We can start back at the top here with the East. Drew, you got a National League East pick for us?
The Phillies. I think the Phillies will get it done in the East. My surprise, though, I can't believe the Braves haven't won a game yet.
The Braves are 0-6, and that is astonishing.
Yeah.
The Braves are a very talented team, and
Even before I saw that, I thought the Phillies would win. They have, like Alex and I talked about, they have two aces.
yeah,
Between Turner and Harper and Schwarber, those three big guys, and then they have some other guys that hit the ball well. It always seems like so they have a good roster. I think the Phillies are talented. Kind of like I talked about earlier during the Soto MVP thing. The Mets normally are known for going through their slumps, and I think the Phillies will be able to capitalize on that. And I think the Phillies will probably end up winning their division.
I also am going with the Phillies. I picked them to have the Cy Young and the MVP, so I can't really pick them to lose their division after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Marlins are trash. The Nationals are trash.
Yeah.
I think the Braves are the second most talented team in all of baseball behind the Dodgers. So I am really stunned. They're 0-6. But I do expect them to turn it around. They're not going to be this bad. I still expect them to be a playoff team. But I really don't know what's going on there. And I agree with you. The Mets are good and talented, and they and Soto is an improvement on them. But I don't think they'll beat the Phillies in the division.
No, I just think over the course of the year, the Phillies will probably get ahead from it. And the Braves better figure it out. I know it's only 6 games, but you can't let this tumble until you're double digits behind 500 and let it get out of control before you get away from it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, another tough call here, guys. Drew, what about the NL Central?
Well, I'm gonna pick the Cardinals. I don't know if they'll do it, but as a Cardinals fan, I can't pick the Cubs to win, even though the Cubs look decent. And I think they have a chance. I mean, the rest of the division is not great. The Brewers, they got short stick drawing the Yankees first. So that's why their record looks bad. But they've also lost some pieces over the years. I think they're in their pitching staff.
Definitely.
So that's why I'm not as high on them. And we talked about how bad the Pirates are.
Yeah.
And the Reds, De La Cruz, and I don't think they have a great. They have some pieces, but nothing crazy. I don't think.
They're really young. They're starting to put some young talent on the field, like De La Cruz. I do believe they have their second baseman is also pretty good, and really that's why they traded Jonathan India to the Royals. And I think they have a couple more guys, and they have that Hunter Green that throws off the mound.
So is that something they're starting to do more often? Is starting the season with interleague play kind of stuff?
Interleague play is just all the time
a little
now.
bit. It's just everyone plays everyone now. I think it was 2 years ago.
I think so.
Yeah, 2 years ago, you play everyone at least once now. So they've kind of started doing that more. So you get more rare matchups you wouldn't see just to get out of the way. The Cardinals just played the Twins and the Angels. They haven't even played a National League team yet.
Oh, that's wild.
The Cardinals have so they've already got 2 American League teams done for the year. So but and the Cardinals are okay. They don't really have a crazy ace. Some of the young guys are hitting the ball decent right now. Well, not Mason Wynn. I don't even know if he's got a hit yet. I know through the first series he didn't get a hit. Him and Contreras, neither one have a hit yet. So 2 of our stars that we think are going to be good. I mean, we're 4-2. It's nothing crazy. The pitching is going to be the big thing. I mean, we took the Angels back-to-back extra inning games, and pitching kind of let us down. But I think the Cardinals will be decent. We'll see if they can pile enough games together, maybe make a playoff run. He still hasn't. Okay, Alex looked up Winslow hasn't got a hit. I didn't think so. But he's on a little bit. And then, but Arenado, even after all the trade talks and everything, he's come out and he's put 2 good series together so far. He's had some hits. For someone that we thought was going to be gone a year, he came out right out of the gate and started swinging. So some of the young guys, I think Herrera today hit 3 home runs. That's the first Cardinal catcher ever. I think he hit 3 home runs in a game. So
yeah, he did. He hit 3 today.
Yeah, so it looks better than what I thought it was going to be. It was a nice sweep Twins to start the year, but if we'll see. It's hard. I don't know. I just can't pick the Cubs.
Well,
so
unfortunately, Drew, I am going to pick the Cubs.
I figured, but I couldn't.
I do think the Cardinals, although playing pretty decent right now, I do think they're going to come back to earth. I just don't think they have the talent to win the division. In the Cubs, although they did lose Bellinger this year, Kyle Tucker is a upgrade over Bellinger. Kyle Tucker is a beast, and I'm not gonna lie, I do like Seihei Suzuki. I thought he's been really really solid for them, and he was in trade rumors all offseason, so I think maybe he'll come out pissed off and play well. They also have
I like Swanson.
Yes,
I liked him with the Braves, and it's kind of upset when he went to the Cubs, but I like him.
Yeah, Swanson is good too. I also like Imanaga, the pitcher they signed out of Japan last year.
Yep.
Yeah, Japan. I thought he was really good last year. He gives them another guy to go with Steele and Talon. They have one of the better pitching staffs in all of baseball.
Yeah, they've been building kind of secretly for the last. They've been kind of flirting with like 500 and barely missing the playoffs the last couple of years. So unfortunately, it's kind of time for them to be decent again and good. So
yeah, I mean, I guess you can see a pattern here. Alex likes good pitching staffs, but yes, I'm going to go with the Cubs to win the Central, and I don't know that it'll be remarkably close if the Cubs play to their potential.
No, because the rest of the teams, I don't think are going to do much.
And now that leads us to the West, Drew. Who are you picking to win the West?
I'm going to pick the Dodgers.
I am also going to pick the Dodgers.
We've talked about
Ray, you going to pick the Dodgers?
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious choice.
Yeah, they had the most talent. Offensive, pitching, defensively. Like we've talked about before, it's more of a disappointment if they don't win.
It'll be hilarious if they don't win.
I'm rooting for it, baby. Like,
I mean, especially if they don't win and they don't make it.
Yeah.
That'd be like, I guess we can kind of handle it if they make it to the World Series and they make it close. Like the team they play, they take them like 6 or 7 games. But if they don't even make it,
if they don't make at least 110 wins and they drop to like 90 wins and sneak into the playoffs, that's gonna be fucking shitty on them at that point too.
I know. I was actually talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, man, the Dodgers could win 105 games and it'd be looked at as a failure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if they don't win 100 games, it'd be like, why?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Oh, like, I saw people doing game predictions the other day, and somebody predicted them to win like 114 games, and a couple of guys were like, well, don't be ridiculous. And he's like, why is that ridiculous? This is the most talented team we've ever seen ever. It's like,
they just keep adding stuff, and they don't lose anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah, and they're losing to Atlanta right now, though.
How bad?
5-3.
Hey.
So yeah, there's our divisions, guys. Is there anything else baseball wise we want to talk about, guys, before we get out of here?
I don't think so.
They still using the pitch clock?
Yeah.
Yep. Has that been working out?
It has. The games have sped up dramatically, actually.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know that it draws in more fans, but the games are faster.
It at least speeds it up for us that have been watching it. And the pitchers aren't doing their shenanigans, and the batters aren't doing shenanigans anymore. Some of that was annoying. I mean, after every pitch, I got to adjust my batting gloves. And I step out of the batter's box, or the pitcher takes his hat off every time. Right? Like,
it used to be manageable, and now it got out of control.
Some of them got too crazy with it, I think it's fine. The games I've been every year, I always go to a Cardinal game, whether it's with my friends or like me and my parents go. The games where it's been with the pitch clock hasn't really been an issue. I don't think the pitch clock has been 4 years now, 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a violation at a game. Which, I mean, I'm not saying I go to all 162 games that the Cardinals play, but like the ones I've been to, I haven't seen a violation. So I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's really not. I actually went to a couple minor league games that had a pitch clock before the majors introduced it, and I mean it was fine. Like I don't have any beef with it. I just think the premise of it is wrong. Like,
yeah, they're using it and saying it in the media for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, you're not going to make people that don't care about baseball watch baseball because of a pitch clock.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not drawing me in, but
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Any other crazy rules they've implemented?
I don't think so. No,
No.
they haven't really done anything.
No, I mean they introduced what 3 or 4 rules that same year.
Yeah, the bags,
Yeah, the bigger bases, the pitch clock, and what was
the universal DH.
Universal
The
DH
National
came
League
a
has
couple years before that.
Yeah.
I feel like we're missing one.
Kind of slide.
The minor
tag
leagues
rules?
have the automatic umpire.
Yeah, they do that, and the challenge system to balls and strikes.
Yes.
No, the other one was you can only throw over one. If you throw over a second time and don't get them out, they get a free base.
Oh yeah, the pitchers. Yeah.
The pitchers. So
So
You can only check on them once for free, and the second time if you don't get them, they get the base. So
No
it's made
shit.
so it's made stealing easier. Yeah.
yeah, they're trying to make.
well, that's kind of stupid. I don't know if I agree with that one.
Yeah, that's what I kind of like. I'm like, oh, no, stealing that many bases isn't that crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked last year. I was into the season last year, other than my team sucked. But
Yeah, so these last couple of years have been hard as a Cardinal fan, especially my age. They've been good ever since I've been alive. So
yeah. Yeah, well, I don't think I have anything else, gents.
Yeah, I'm out.
no, yeah, so I got all my topics covered.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in for this baseball preview, and we'll probably see you in a couple weeks with a NBA playoff preview.
Yeah.
But tune in next week for our Saints 7-on-7 team. And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.